I'm ready whenever.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, coming to you live from the Beats Lab at Studio 537. It's time for another installment of the Duder Podcast presented by AmeriMade Realty. We are officially back in our original Sunday recording time slot, and I apologize for not letting the listeners know. That was my bad. We were going to record on Wednesday, but we had some stuff go down, and I wasn't feeling it, and I didn't really have time to put anything together. Because honestly, it's been a week of changes here at the Duder. First off, we have a new presenting sponsor in AmeriMade Realty. We are super excited to partner with them in this venture. But this week also saw us lose a beat-at as LK stepped down from the podcast. No controversy or anything. He just felt it was time for him to step aside. We obviously thank LK for all of his contributions to the show. He started as a loyal listener, then as a guest, then he became a full-fledged member of the beat-at crew. We will certainly miss his contribution to the podcast. And Linz, if you're listening, you're welcome back anytime you wish. For our viewers on YouTube, you can see who's here. I'm going to have to go off script here because two of them haven't showed up yet. But for our listeners, here's the lineup for tonight. Leading off, the Iron Man, not Cal Ripken Jr., but Michael Bailey Jr., better known as Elvis.
How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. Hey, Cowboys and Bears both won today. Oh.
Pretty excited.
Batting second, we have his little sister and beat-at in training, Tara Bailey. Hey, take a couple more episodes and you're going to be a full-timer.
Hello, everybody. I don't know what to say at the beginning. So, hi. Hi, everyone.
You say, what up?
What up?
Batting third, he's not here yet, but he also needs no introduction. That's because his team is sitting at 6-0 and stomping the hell out of the competition for the most part. Dougie Fresh, welcome back. Oh, well, thanks, Groat. I appreciate you asking me to come back. And I love you guys so much, and I've missed you. Well, we've missed you too, Doug. In the cleanup spot, that's right. He's kind of back. He will be back in a few minutes because he went to the fireworks in Hicksville, and apparently he's having a hard time getting home. So Curtis Metz, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, thanks, Beat. Love you, buddy. Been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time, Curtis. It has been a long time. Our guest for tonight has been a loyal listener for quite some time, and we have really enjoyed his comments that he's given us. And I know I've watched as many, probably 3 or 4 of his games this year. But Luke Krause, welcome to the podcast.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Well, we were going to get started by talking about the college football stuff, but since those guys are not here, we're going to move to something different before we get to that. So let's start with our guest, Luke. Welcome. I was really excited when I texted him last night, and he said he'd love to come on. Well, great. Kid must not have anything else to do on a Sunday evening.
Nope.
Did you have TikTok videos tonight?
Oh, no. I just got back from little kids basketball. I went up and helped with the little kids. So just got back from that.
Good boy.
Now, in full disclosure here, I did have some motivation behind bringing Luke on. Yesterday, I laid around the house pretty much sleeping all day. I didn't feel well. So I wasn't watching any Twitter or anything. All of a sudden, I get a text from Elvis that is it's a screenshot of a tweet where Jagger Landers went on the 102.7 podcast. Well, Elvis wants to know what in the hell. Dougie's our boy. We should be getting his players first. So Dougie commented that he didn't know. It was news to him. So I said, you know what? We're the better podcast anyway. We have the better journalistic integrity. I'm going to go one up. I'm bringing Luke on. So, yeah, I have motive behind bringing him on, but Luke is now the youngest person to ever come on this podcast. And Luke, I think we've got some questions for you.
All right. Sounds good. Ready to go.
He's also a lefty, just like you two.
We think differently.
Yeah, we do. Go ahead,
All
Elvis.
right, you ready for question number 1? All right, Luke. I know you guys. You're gonna let me in host.
Hang on. I got a surprise for you.
Okay. I'm ready for him.
He just texted me busting my ass because I didn't let him on.
I seen that. You gonna let me in host?
It's a legit question.
Oh my gosh, is that a voice that I've long followed and wanted to listen to?
What's up, guys?
His royal freshness.
Where's he at? How do you get him on here? Second.
His royal freshness looks like he's lost a little weight.
Look at that. Look at that guy. Now, how come I can only see me and Doug?
Probably because you're using your phone.
Yeah, I can only have 4 of them.
I don't know.
This one, hi Doug.
How we doing, guys?
Probably
Awesome.
you and whoever talks.
Doug, you know Tara, right?
Of course I do. How are you, Tara?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I know that up here. How's it going, Luke?
Hello, how's it going?
All right. I just saw you.
Luke, you can be candid. Yeah. Don't be afraid because Coach is sitting right there.
Yeah, he might be a big bully in between that little 93 square foot, but on this podcast, he's nobody. He's just another journalist.
Great math there, Elvis, by the way.
Yep.
93.
All right, you ready for my first question?
Yep, I'm ready.
Square feet. All right, now last night you played without Jagger.
Yeah.
I know the first quarter was a little bumpy. What did you guys do? Would you tell? I know what you did, but would you tell the audience what you guys did, kind of to get out of you guys' own little funk, get out of your way? What Coach Billman do to help? You guys get through it, and you got without playing with Jagger.
Yeah, so I think the second quarter was kind of about the same as what the first quarter was. Towards the end of the second quarter, I think we went like a full court press and got a couple steals out of it and went on an 8-0 run to cut the lead or the deficit to 2. So we increased the pressure a little bit, but then I think also as like once the second half came on, we kind of trusted one another more. I think we were kind of doubtful. I was kind of like motivated to kind of see what would happen, like just to see, but they punched us in the mouth, and I like the way we responded. But it was difficult, but I knew we weren't gonna quit or give up. But it was a challenge, and I think we benefited from it.
They were a lot more physical than what I thought they were going to be. But you know what? You guys really stepped it up in the second half, and you guys flexed your muscles, and I think you guys beat them down.
Yeah.
Because they wanted nothing to do with you in the second half.
Yeah.
And one other thing, I can't think of the boy's name. He got a foul right before halftime. He stole it, but they called a foul. I'm not sure what his name was, and it was not a foul.
Yeah.
I was even in the shower, and I got a little upset. What's his name, Douglas?
I
think he's number 2 or 4.
It's probably either Austin or Caden Wrecker, one of the two.
Wrecker is who it was.
Yeah,
that was a bad call.
Terrible call.
He played good up top on that press.
Yeah.
He gave us some really good minutes last night for sure.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. When you guys started pressing, I'm going to be honest. I got a little bit of a chub. Okay. I love the press. It's always been my favorite. And just to watch you guys, I mean, I thought that kind of changed the entire game. When you called timeout and came out from the break in that press, that changed the entire game.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We changed up our look. Actually, we went from our 3/4 court press to a full court man, and that was a key in just getting us rolling a little bit. But talk about how physical the game was. Luke, you can probably attest to this. I feel like every game that we have played has just been as physical as it can be. I mean, some of it is the way we play, I think. Some of it is that, maybe that's how they're calling the games this year. I don't know. But, Luke, you can probably attest to it, too. It's just been everything. Every game has been physical.
I think the Ottoville game is probably – I would say it's probably been the most physical game I've played in probably since, like, tournament. I really didn't think the tournament was as physical as what the Ottoville game was. Like, that was a battle, like, the whole game. So I think that might have been the most physical basketball game I've played in. So
that, and I think your guys' each game you guys play this year, from the success you had last year, I think everybody's going to give you, it's going to be their national championship game every time you guys play them. I think you're going to every team's going to try to give their best shot to try to knock you guys out and give you a loss for the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's been discussed a few times, huh, Luke?
Yep. Oh yeah. Every day.
Yeah. I mean, it's a part of it. It's fun that way, but it was a big part of last night's game too. I mean, we knew Continental was going to come in and throw some haymakers early, especially when they didn't see the big boy in there. So that's a talented basketball team on the offensive side, and they made some plays early, and we got rolling a little bit.
Luke, what's one thing you want to work on throughout the year to get better at?
Like, personally for me, I think definitely like handling pressure more. I think that was kind of evident, like even last night too at times, like we like getting open too. And I know we've been working on that in practice, but getting open, not just standing, and getting open. And also I think rebounding too. I think we've done a really good job, but I would like it, I think, if we would space the rebounding out more. I know Jagger gets about every one, and I think last night kind of helped us. Like, we need to crash the defensive glass and go rebound. And it was exciting to know. I asked Coach Horman after the game, I go, did we win the rebounding? And he said, yeah, we won it by 7 or 8. So I was happy to see that we still beat them probably like by a good number on the rebounding side too. But defense has been really good. I think that's what kind of sets the tone for us. So as long as we keep the defensive side of the ball going, I think we'll be fine, because that kind of runs our offense too. So
I think we'll make the dark-haired kid pretty happy too.
Oh yeah.
Well, Coach Billman, I think he's smiling. I can't see him, but I'm sure he is smiling.
I'm always smiling.
Defense into,
come on.
I know. Defense into offense, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's really triggered a lot of our success this year so far, is the way we've defended. It's that's something that's got to obviously continue, but the guys have really bought into that side. I mean, we've been pounding people on the glass, just pounding them. And, last night was, I think it was 22-14 on the glass, and that's something that's got to continue.
I got one that's a little bit off topic. It's not really off topic, but it's not too serious. Yeah. Besides Jagger, who's the best dunker on the team?
Well, if Coach Landers still had hops, I'd say Coach Landers, but I think Sproles can get up a little bit. And Owen, Owen has gotten up a little bit too. I cannot dunk, no. I'm more of the – I pass it. I'm more of the lobber.
Can you volleyball dunk it?
No, I can grab rim, and that's about it. That's what I.
Hey, we've got a lot of guys that try. So we got a lot of guys that come over and lay it up and then grab the rim. So they do a and then they grab the rim, and so it sounds like a dunk. But we got a lot of those guys that like to do that. Now last year's group could have had a legit dunk contest with Javen Jagger, Jake Eakin. That was not something you see a lot of at our level. So
I'm a little disappointed you didn't bring Elvis and I in to be judges.
Well, if anybody knows about dunking, I would certainly get you. I would pick you two for sure.
Yeah, the Bailey boys are two of the best dunk finishers you ever seen.
Because I will tell you, much of our youth was spent perfecting our jams on a 7-foot rim. Because there's no way in hell we were ever going to get up to the 10-foot.
All right, next question. Who's the best shooter on the team besides Coach Billman?
No, beside Coach Billman's wife.
Yes.
Yes.
I would definitely. I think.
True.
Yeah, I definitely think we all have our moments, but I think consistently on an every day, I would have to say Landon Brewer. He cashed in and got us going last night from the volleyball line twice in a row. And I would say he works at it the most. So I would say he has to probably be the best shooter. But like I said, I think it just kind of depends on the night. Anybody can get going if they're feeling it. So.
Is that a set play?
No, not. I knew we had to get something going. Yeah.
Not necessarily.
I knew we had to get something going.
You guys call it, let's give Coach a heart attack?
Yeah. It helps when you're two trailers, one being Landon or the other one being Jagger. Your two trailers can do some things when they catch that little flip back from Luke. So, who's that? And just to add, just to get away from the basketball talk a little bit, and I'm talking about Luke.
Hey.
He's my daughter, as you can see here. That's certainly Luke is her favorite player, and just the type of kid that he is, and the person that he is, and he always comes and talks to her, and he's just an absolute upstanding young man. He was just at the gym helping out our third grade. My son's in the third grade, and they've got a basketball team playing, and Luke was up there helping them and do some things. And that speaks absolute volumes of just the type of person Luke is. I don't mean just to toot his horn, but that's just who he is. So I think it's pretty awesome.
And to be totally honest with you, Douglas, I think kids growing up with their dads being coaches, I think that's one of the best things ever. Because my daughter, she's a sophomore now, but she was around football from, I think, 3 months old until she was like 10 or 12. And it's so funny because everybody that I was coaching them can't believe how old she is now and how old they are now. And then with your daughter, I think that'll be a pretty neat thing when she gets older and everybody will see her. And I just think it helps kids, I think, a lot. I think it's pretty fun.
I was Coach's daughter too.
Yeah.
I loved it. She's
kind of a cutie too, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all her mama right
she
there.
looks like her mother.
That is all her mama, that's for sure.
Luke, I know you're just a junior, but any ideas on what you're going to do in the future?
Yeah, I think I take this college and career class after the Christmas break here, so we kind of focus on like the future and stuff. So, but what I'm eyeing right now is something along the lines of like intervention or like special education in the elementary range, I think, and then I go along the lines of coaching or something to that effect. Kind of stay in the school route a little bit, but I think I want to stay in the elementary ages more. So,
any idea where you want to go to school, or?
I'm going to Bowling Green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's signed on at BG to play baseball. Or are you committed to?
You didn't know that,
A
Scro?
couple months ago.
I'm so disappointed right now. I just want to hang up.
I forgot to tell you, Luke. Rob's he's a rocket. He's a YouTube boy. Yeah. That's
Hey, Doug.
I'm a bull.
Hey, Doug.
I'm a Bowling Green
Doug. Don't forget about the first UT Rocket right here.
Yeah, I forgot.
The first semester UT Rocket.
All 3 weeks.
It was a babysitter.
They beat us in football pretty good.
And that's going to continue to happen for a long time.
Probably, yeah.
The way it looks, it does. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, but Bowling Green's a great teaching school, so
Yeah.
you picked a good school for teaching. That's for sure.
Yep.
And they have a decent
Now-
nightlife, too.
Now, I do got a question for you, Luke. What happens if Notre Dame would come calling and say, "Hey, we want you to play baseball for us"? Would you reconsider?
Show me the money.
Adam,
I don't want to really pay $120,000 to go play baseball.
This kid's
but-
bordering on B-det status here.
He's right there.
but-
Show me the money.
Yeah. So I'd probably stick with BG. I like the pitching coach there, or now the head coach, I should say, but still he runs the pitching stuff. And I think BG will be one of the top schools here coming in with some of the guys we got coming in. So I'm pretty excited. It's something to look forward to. It's an excitement thing, but yeah, I think I'd rather stay at Bowling Green because it's not expensive and it's a good education school. So
Luke,
Close to home.
I know you were pretty heavy on BG right from the get-go. Is there anything in particular, other than their pitching coach and things that you really enjoyed with about Bowling Green and obviously which led to your commitment?
yeah, I think I liked how BG was kind of a smaller school. I guess you could say a little bit of a smaller school, but I think it reminded me of Antwerp a lot. And I really like Antwerp. So plus also with the education route too, and plus with it being close, everybody can come, family members, friends. So it was kind of a no-brainer too. Plus it was just a good deal for me too, for me and my family. So it was all around a good thing. So
I had a great time there.
yeah, I went on a
did
visit
too.
Yeah.
months ago. So
It was the first time in my life I had a name because I was always Elvis's sister. So when Elvis would come up to see me, it was nice to hear, "Oh, you're Tara's brother." We had a great time.
To be totally honest, after I was there for a couple months, she started being Elvis's sister again.
I stayed
Yeah.
with you one time. That was fun.
Elvis stayed with me because I lived in a sorority house.
Oh yeah, Luke, that's where it's at, buddy.
all right.
I never got an invite to stay at the sorority house.
Sorry.
I stayed in an apartment with you because I think your roommates were impressed with my farting skills while I was sleeping on the couch.
I remember.
No play for Beetle that night.
Hey Luke, do you know any of the other baseball kids? Is there anybody from local around that's going to go to BG with you?
Not anybody locally. I know there's a couple kids. There's a kid from Napoleon there right now, but next year I know there's a kid from Wasion. There's a kid from Kalida there, Archbold. In my class, everybody's pretty far. There's a kid from St. Ed's, South Range, which is where Coach Hale grew up in. There's a kid going to BG there. And then we also got a kid from Canada. So it'll be kind of interesting to meet the personality of him and stuff and just kind of what they do. I assume it's really similar, but just to kind of interact with new kids and stuff. So that's something to look forward to, and I'm happy to hopefully meet him soon. So
Do you play any what do you call AAU?
yeah, travel.
Baseball or anything? Travel
Yeah.
ball. Who do you play for?
I play for Bo Jackson Elite out of Columbus. So
Hell yeah, you do.
yeah.
How'd you get hooked up with them?
Dylan Hefflinger. It's kind of a weird story, but Dylan Hefflinger, he worked for the Crescent News and it was at at an Acme game, senior Acme game. I was playing my 8th grade year because we were missing a few kids, and Dylan Hefflinger, who also works for Prep Baseball Report or PBR Ohio, saw me and recommended me to Bo Jackson, which is kind of they connect with PBR and Bo Jackson too. And we went down there and met with the coach and stuff. So I played a year up, my first year with Bo Jackson, and that definitely taught me quite a few things. And I went back down to my age level and has stayed there my whole since the rest of the time there. So it's kind of been an interesting story, but Dylan Hefflinger from the Crescent News hooked me up with them. So
cool.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll come back, and we will hear a little bit more from Luke Krause. We'll talk to Dougie Fresh about his season thus far. We'll talk a little bit of college football, and Tara might have something to say. Who knows? So stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Duder Podcast, presented by Amerimaid Realty.